It's finally here. This is the PlayStation 5, the PS5. It's been a long time coming. I talked about this thing so much, and then Sony finally got one here. I'm excited, to say the least. Look at the spaceship alien design. It says 8K up there. It says 4K 120 up there. It says HDR up there. I mean, if you're into gaming and you're not excited right now, well, you're going to have to wait, I don't know, 4 years or something for the next generation. So now's the time to get excited. And we look around the box. Let's see what it says on the back. Lightning speed. Harness the power of a custom CPU and SSD with integrated I/O that rewrite the rules of what a PlayStation console can do. Sounds very exciting. Breathtaking immersion. You see the new controller over here. Play like never before. One thing I like, they said 825 GB up top as far as the storage is concerned. So this is the full scale. This is the disk drive. This is the Blu-ray capable version. You see the disk drive right there. But you got to remember, there is a digital only as well, available in what seems to be limited quantities. However, this is the premium model that does it all. Over here on the side, contents include PlayStation 5 console, wireless controller, base, HDMI cable in the box. You got to appreciate it is a special HDMI cable to support that 4K 120 as well. AC power cord, USB cable, and your printed materials. Also Astro's Playroom, which is kind of like a pre-installed demo, showcases some of the features of the system. All right, I believe I have a sticker to cut. Do I have a knife anywhere nearby? Kirk is looking around frantically. He's pacing, and yes, we do. In fact, we have the official Unbox Therapy unboxing knife available on Amazon. All right, bang. Now, this is a big box. This is a big console. I have a PlayStation 4 Pro actually over here to compare it to, so we can get a sense for scale, but it's big for all the right reasons, because we have a very smart fan on the inside, which is actually capable of making adjustments to align with whatever game that you're playing. I mean, there's all kinds of intelligent stuff happening in here, so that's what you get in exchange for scale. Now, you can stand this thing up. You can lay it down flat. I'm sure at this point you've seen the teardown video. Ooh. All right, so I think they expect you to have this tipped up, but I'm just going to keep it... I'm going to actually put it back down because, well, I don't mind if these things fall out. I need them anyways. First is the paperwork. Then we have our pretty standard two-prong power cable. I don't think there's any kind of need for an external power brick on this one. This is the controller. My first time hands-on with the official PlayStation 5 controller. Would you look at that? Now, I gotta say straight away, I appreciate this white color. I know you think this is bizarre. You say, Lou, that's just the color white. But it's not. It has a little grayishness to it. It's kind of like a dirty white, and I like that. I had a car that was almost exactly this color at one point, and you want to get crazy with the attention to detail. And I don't know if Mo can show you this or not, but if we get in there, if we can get tight enough, then what you will see on the grips is the actual XO triangle and Y. Square. Why do I see a Y there? It's a X that doesn't show up as well. Anyways, that's a nice little attention to detail. They worked a lot on this controller, so you have this haptic, this sort of wild haptic feedback with an increased dimension to it. The speaker unit is still there. Your touchpad is still there. The shape of it is a little different. Very comfortable, though. That's the old controller, PS4. So it got bigger. Controller got a little bit bigger, and it sort of looks more futuristic. I guess that's up to you to decide. To me, it's more futuristic. Trigger buttons. One thing that's going to take a second to get used to is not having the color-coded square, triangle, X, circle buttons over here. That's going to take a little bit to get used to. I think these have some sort of a backlight on them. Of course, you have your connection point down on the bottom as well for your headset. It looks like there's a dedicated mute button over there as well. It's a USB Type-C. Finally! My goodness gracious. I was so done with the micro stuff on the current generation consoles with the flimsy cables and the flimsy connection, and you would never want to use it wired because the thing was always, I mean, I don't need to tell you. We're done with micro USB, and I'm glad to see that's the case here with the PlayStation 5 and the next-gen consoles in general. So that's the controller. I'll put it down for a moment. Let's get to the main attraction here. Oh, not quite main attraction level yet. First, we have a couple more components to look at. So over here is our HDMI cable, and as mentioned, got to be a high-speed HDMI cable to support all that throughput for 4K 120 or 8K as they say. I mean, 8K, who's got an 8K TV right now? Not many people. And if you did, you probably want a high frame rate anyways. 4K is kind of a must for next gen. I think a lot of people are going to be in the market for a new TV. These consoles help to push forward those new TV sales. Anyway, this is the cable you're going to need. Then we have the stand. Now, the stand is quite interesting the way they did it. It will allow you to stand up, obviously, your PlayStation 5 to save a little bit of space, even though I think the thing's going to be a little bit tall based on what I've seen to this point. Anyways, here is the console. It's time for next generation gaming. Man, I covered this so much on Lou Later. I talked about all the developments and leaks, and we talked about games, and we talked about exclusives, and we talked about everything. But now, we have the console, and it's hidden below this this tiny little sheet here. And here we go. Ooh. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the PlayStation 5. It's tall. That is a statement. Once again, this might be my favorite white I have ever seen. This is like it has a subtle gray tone on the color. All right, let's look around the outside of the device. Over here, you see two USB Type-A ports on the back of the unit. We have a dedicated LAN port. This is that ever-important HDMI port for that 4K 120. And this is where your power cable connects. So the power brick, obviously, integrated into the design of the unit. You're just going to need one simple cable and the console itself. We have the PlayStation logo up in the top left corner there. And then the front of the device is going to bring one more USB Type-A port, a little lightning bolt to indicate you can charge from it. You also have, of course, a USB Type-C port. That's some faster throughput, I believe. And then we have a couple of buttons down below for eject and power, and then the disk drive capable of Bluetooth. If this were the digital-only version, then this wouldn't be there. Oh, by the way, this is huge, but it might not be as heavy as you expect. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Look at the one-handed. All right, so let's do a quick comparison. I told you I have a PS4 Pro over here. Now, this is a big PlayStation 4 because it is the Pro model. This was 4K capable as well, as you're aware. But still, the new PlayStation sort of dwarfs it. Now, maybe it's not quite as deep as this model right here. Yeah, the PS4 Pro is a little bit deeper, but otherwise, thickness and height goes to the PlayStation 5 quite easily.